I'm gonna give you guys a minute before we get started. Man, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to get up in here before we go in. Man, come on in, family. Come on in. Come on in. Man, we're gonna have a good one tonight. We're gonna have a good one today. Man, what's up with you, Raymond? Man, family, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that come in on the live. What's up with you, David? For those of you that catch this on a replay, man, I bless you as well. Man, I pray that God has his way in your life. Man, we're going to go ahead and get started, family. And man, as usual, man, like right on key, we have all the distractions, all the drama, all the chaos going on outside of us. But it is what it is, that's completely outside of our control. But we're not going to allow that to deter us. We're not going to allow that to stop us from saying what we have to say. You know what I mean? When you got to do what you got to do, what's up with you, Killer Queen? Man, you have to understand that there's going to be distractions. You have to understand there's going to be noise and drama and chaos going on around you. You know what I mean? When you're focused and you're tapped into your purpose, when you're focused and tapped into what you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing, you have to understand you're going to have obstacles. Everything's not going to be all peachy king for you. You know what I mean? You have to understand that when God has called you, when God has chosen you, when God has anointed you, and God said, go, man, you have to understand that when he said go, what's up with you, Jose? Man, all the drama, all the chaos, all the demons, all the issues, and all the haters are gonna come out too. You know what I mean, man? So when God said go in your life, man, that's go for you, but that's also go for all the drama and all the haters. You know what I mean? That's a green light for the haters to come out of the woodworks. You know what I mean? And they're gonna come out and they're gonna attack you and they're gonna come up with all kinds of stupid shit. You know what I mean? To get you distracted, to get you off focus. You know what I mean? Today we're talking about men, understanding men. And what we have to say today, man, a lot of you aren't gonna like it. You know what I mean? A lot of guys ain't gonna like this. A lot of the women ain't gonna like what we gotta say today. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Man, before I get going on that, man, guys, we've got a home group that we have. It's home, HOME, and it stands for Healing Our Men Emotionally. If you'd like to be a part of that, we meet on Saturdays. This past Saturday, we talked about the issues of pornography. If you'd like to be part of that, next week, we're talking about low self-esteem. And the week after that, we're talking about shame and guilt. If you'd like to be a part of that, just shoot me an email at ElijahAmmi@gmail.com. Women, we haven't forgotten about you. My queen and I, we just launched a women's group. We have not met yet. Our first meeting will be this Saturday. If you'd like to be a part of that, it's called Whole, WHOLE, and it stands for we're healing our ladies' emotion. Again, Whole, WHOLE, stands for we're healing our ladies emotionally. If you'd like to be a part of that, email us at WE healing, HEALINGROUR, ladies, LADIES, emotionally. That's all one word. We healing our ladies emotionally at gmail.com. I'll have the information in the description as well. Man, we're gonna go ahead and get started, family. We're talking about men, understanding men. And that the truth be told, most guys do not, first form, let me backtrack. Just because a guy is 15, 16, 17, 18 years old and older does not mean he's a man. Just because a guy has a job, a car, nice pockets, nice money, whatever the case may be, does not mean he's a man. And most women misconstrue that. Most women sit there and put all guys, all quote unquote males, 18 and older, in the same category and say they're all men. And man, we got to clear that up. You could be a male and not be a man. That's first and foremost. Okay, all males aren't men. Okay, we have to clear that up. We have to understand that that's basics. You know what I mean? That's 101. All males aren't men. And so it's a trick because um just brain fart, Peter Pan. I used to love this cartoon as a kid, Peter Pan. And the trip is a lot of guys resonated with Peter Pan. You know what I mean? We looked at Peter Pan and it's like, oh man, that was such a great movie and woo, man, just the fantasy and just all this other stuff, right? But the trip with Peter Pan, if you really analyze the story of Peter Pan is a boy who sits there and looks at Captain Hook, and Captain Hook is his role model of what a man is. Captain Hook is his role model of what an adult is. And Peter Pan don't want to be like Captain Hook. And so he wants to stay a boy. He wants to stay around kids and all because he doesn't want to grow up and be like Captain Hook. It's a trip because when I sat there and I really start breaking that down and understanding that, it's like, dang, that's what's wrong with mankind right now. That's what's wrong with us as guys now. We never really had a positive role model, the great majority of us, we never really had a positive role model of what a man is. And so we don't know what a man is. We've had a whole lot of role models of knuckleheads. We've had a whole lot of role models of guys going out that had jobs, being drunk, being irresponsible, cheating, doing all kinds of stupid shit. We've had role models of guys out there slanging dope, pimping women, having nice cars, and all this other stuff. And we thought they were the man. We thought they were the man because they had the money. We thought they was the man because they had all the girls. And the trip is, as young girls growing up, man, I remember my sisters and my family, man, they're looking at the guys in the dope game, guys that were bangers, guys that were shot callers and leaders, you know what I mean? They're looking at these guys, man, I want a man like that, and that's the kind of man I want to do. And the squares and the lames and the nerds, man, they didn't have a chance. And the trip is, man, we grew up thinking that, man, all the bad guys get all the girls. All the girls want the bad guys. All the girls want the street dudes. All the girls want the knuckleheads that's gonna beat on them, that's gonna cheat on them, that's gonna pimp them out. All the good guys end up last. And that's what we grew up believing. And I'm sure it's still the same today. So you gotta do dope, you gotta bang, and you gotta do all this stupid stuff as a young guy to get the attention of the girls, or you gotta be great in sports. In order to get the attention of the girls, man, you gotta be like that. You can't just be educated and be, straight laced and, man, I'm going to school because I'm about my business. Man, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be an engineer. I'm gonna be a scientist. Man, the girls wasn't looking at dudes like that. Girls didn't want nothing to do with the guys like that. And so that messed us up. And trip is, it's been a nation. And when I say nation, I'm not talking about just America. I'm talking the whole world has taught us how not to be a man. I'm gonna say it again. The whole world has taught us how not to be a man. And so what am I saying? So when you look at how in the old days when we had in Africa and Native Americans, we had villages. And I'm not sure about other countries, European countries and stuff like that, because I'm not familiar with that. That's not my background. That's not my heritage. But I can speak on Africa. I can speak on the Native American tribe because I've studied and I've talked to the ancestors. And so in the African villages and in the Indian villages, man, you had teepees and you had the elders, and they would sit down with the young men and they would guide them and counsel them and give them constructive criticism and feedback and tell them and show them their place and their purpose in the community, their purpose within the tribe. And so from an early age, these young boys, these young guys sat there and they looked up at the elders. They looked up to the leaders, the warriors and the elders in the community. The young guys looked up to them and it's like, man, I want to be like them. Man, that's what it means to be a great warrior. Man, that's what it means to be a great leader. And we've lost that. That's been killed. That's been stripped from us. And so we don't have that connection with the leaders in the communities anymore. All we have now are the dope men. All we have now are the OGs that's out there slanging and banging and hooking up with the little girls. All we have now are the guys going in and out of the penitentiary, the guys that's pushing you to do some stupid stuff, guys that's giving you gats and all this other stuff and dope to go slang, and all that's doing is setting you up to go to the penitentiary or to die early. And so we don't have no real men as role models, if the truth be told. We can't relate to the quote unquote men because most guys don't know how to be a man. It's a trick. As young boys, we're taught, man, when you fall down, get up. Stop whining. Stop acting like a little girl. You acting like a little sissy. You acting like a punk. You're not bleeding. Ain't no bones broken. Why are you whining? Why are you crying? Big boys don't cry. And we told all of our young boys this, and we brought them up into this world, and we programmed them to be fucking robots. We programmed them to be unmanly, and now we're pissed because they want to act like they're tough. Now we're pissed because they want to run around with a gun and a knife and dope and all this other stuff and act like they're tough when we program from the time they could walk to act like this. When we program them to be unemotional, we program them not to deal with their emotions. And we wonder why, man, why are they so just hateful? Why are they just so mean? Why are they just so oblivious to other people's feelings and other people's lives and all that? Why can't they just kill people and not care? How can they be so violent and mean? And we completely miss the fact that we program them to be like this. We program them with Call of Duty. We program them this with I can't even think of the name right now. Grand Theft Auto. And all these other games where they were taught to jack and kill and stab and do all this crazy violence stuff. On Grand Theft Auto, I don't remember what number it was. Man, you could rape a woman and get points for that. Oh, we talking about understanding men. You could kill and rape a woman on a video game. What's up with you, Paul? And now we don't understand. And so we've given these kids these games. Why? Man, the babysit them. Man, here, go play your game. Why? Because I ain't got time to deal with you right now. Man, I just want you in the house. I want you safe. Man, here, stay out of me. I'm tired. I went to work. I had to come home and cook. I ain't got time for your mess. Here, go play your games. And so the games have raised these young boys. The games have desensitized these young boys. And then we look at the videos and the movies that's pushed, where it's violent and guns everywhere and dope and big dope men everywhere. And now we're sitting back and we're wondering what happened to our youth? What happened to our young men? And so it's easy for us to say, and a lot of women, I've heard a lot of women, man, the fathers ain't in their life. And because the fathers ain't in their life, look at them and they're da-da-da-da and they're da-da-da-da. And yes, the absence of the father has infected and affected these young boys. But the reality, a lot of these crazy ass women who tried to do their best have fucked up the youth too. A lot of these women who have been single moms have fucked up the boys too, if we're gonna be honest about it. They told their boys that their daddies wasn't shit. They told their boys that their daddy was a deadbeat and they were sorry just like their sorry ass daddy. Oh, we going into that. I told you right off the rip, a lot of you ain't gonna like it. I talk to so many women, so many moms, single moms, because I've had to counsel and work with their young boys. And it's a trip because they're mad because their boys are the way that they are. And yes, when I talk to the young boys, it's always because they got issues because their daddy ain't in their life. And so they're growing up with this identity crisis. They're growing up, man, I don't know who I am and why I am this way. I don't know why my daddy don't like me. I don't know why my daddy don't want to be with me. I don't know why my daddy's gone somewhere else and why he don't love me and what to do. And so now we grow up and we have issues with men. We have issues with male authority. My daddy ain't around. Ain't no other man gonna tell me shit. Can't no man tell me shit. I am my man. I am the man of this house. Because they're mad and angry at their daddy. Another man can't say shit to them. And so, working with these young boys. I was talking the other day to a young man Friday night. And I was talking to young boys. And this young boy, he's in the 7th grade now. And it breaks my heart, This young man, his father's not really in his life. He has a short man complex. It's just been him, his mama, and his grandmother for the longest time. His grandmother has since passed on, and he has a bunch of sisters. He's the only boy in the household, right? And for the longest. And so he's struggling. He's struggling because he's short and he's kind of small. He was kind of small. And so he has the short man complex. And that's not bad enough. Now he has the issues of, man, his daddy ain't in the picture. And so, man, we don't understand how that affects us. And so this little kid, he would see other kids just walking around and playing and seeing them playing with a guy. And he automatically assumed that that was his daddy. And that was a trigger that set him off. Why isn't my daddy here? How come my daddy don't like me? How come my daddy don't love me? How come my daddy's not here? How come he gets to have his daddy? And that fucks us up, if the truth be told. And so this little kid, man, he could just be anywhere and they'll see some kid with a male adult figure and it would set him off. He didn't even understand that he was being triggered. He didn't even understand that he was mad and angry, and he took it out on this kid. And it really wasn't about the kid. It was about the fact that, man, this kid and this male adult figure reminded him of what he didn't have. It reminded him of the love and the connection he never had. And so jealousy, bitterness, animosity kicked in. And trip is, man, we could go all the way back to the beginning of the Bible. We could go back to 2 brothers, Cain and Abel. One brother being mad at the other brother because, man, he has a relationship with God. He has a connection and a bond with God that he doesn't have. And now he's mad and jealous that this brother has a connection and a relationship with God that he don't have. And instead of him fixing and getting himself right, man, he blamed the brother and killed his brother. He killed his brother because he was jealous of his brother. He was jealous that God accepted his brother's offering, his sacrifice. And so he slaughtered his brother in cold blood. And that the truth be told, ain't damn thing changed. We still doing that same bullshit. We still mad and jealous over what our brothers got and what we ain't got. So it's easy for us to gun them down. It's easy for us to beat them up and to stomp them out. And I don't care where you look at in the world. In Japan, you had a Japanese mafia that kills Japanese guys out of greed, out of power. China, the same thing. America, you got gangs of all ethnicities doing the exact same thing. In Europe, I've been told that you got gangs there doing the exact same thing. Young men slaughtering each other. Young men that don't appreciate and value life. Young men who's never been taught how to deal with their emotions in a healthy way. And so they grow up And now they got some size to them. They grow up and now they chased all this money and they pimping and they big ballers and they got these cars and they got all these women around them and all this other stuff, right? And we think that's a man. Look at him. Look how deep his pockets are. Man, look how cute he is. Man, look how handsome he is. Man, look how sexy he is. And we'll do it. And all these young girls falling in love with these guys that they think are men. Not even understanding they're grown as boys. They're boys. They're big boys in a man's body. They haven't evolved into manhood yet. They're a boy in a man's body. But because this young lady didn't really have a father figure and she didn't have positive role models as far as men around it, man, she can't tell the difference between a man and a boy. And just like her mama and all the other women around her, she's looking at his body, she's looking at how he talks, she's looking at what he has, and that makes him a man. And so now, all these boys, it's been programmed to hate, programmed to be jealous, programmed to be so competitive. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get ahead. I'm gonna do whatever it takes for me to get what I want. If I gotta kill you, you're dead. Why? Because I've never learned how to be a man. And so, these young girls, these guys, man, now they're married, now they're dating. But they've never learned how to deal with their issues. They've never learned and understood that they have a lot of baggage that they've never processed. They have a lot of baggage they never dealt with. They've always just sat there and smoked blunts and cigarettes, drank coffee, drank alcohol, done everything, snorted some lines, shot up some stuff. They've done all this stuff, man, to compensate for their issues. I know a whole lot of guys, man, they're in the gym and they're yoked up. Man, why? Because that makes them feel like the man. Nobody will ever question their manhood because of their size. Nobody would question them because of their tattoos. So now I'm a threat to you. I'm intimidating to you. I remember as a kid, man, after I got molested twice at the age of 6, I had this identity crisis. Man, what does it mean to be a man? And so for me, I had to sleep with all these girls. Because my issue was, man, I've been violated by some dudes. And so I gotta prove that I'm not that type of punk. I gotta prove you not gonna fuck with me no more. I gotta prove that, man, I'm the man. So I started working out and getting some size to me. Well, no guy ever gonna fuck with me again. Well, no woman gonna ever question my manhood. After all, man, I got 3 to 4 hoes all the time, everywhere I go. Why? Because I was goldie, I was a pimp, that was my mentality. Why? Because I had issues I hadn't resolved. I was fucked up. My concept of being a man was fucked up. Hurt people hurt people. It wasn't my intention to hurt anybody. But I wasn't gonna allow anybody to hurt me again. So if that meant that you had to get hurt, I'm sorry about your fucking feelings. You're gonna get hurt, but I won't. I'm not getting hurt, not near motherfucking time again. And the trip is, it wasn't until, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, God just brought it back to my remembrance. God just enlightened me on something. It wasn't until my wife, my late wife, was sitting there dying from breast cancer, that I realized I got to deal with some shit. Real talk. See, because I had gotten some size to me. I was tatted up. People knew me. People knew what I was about. I was never going to get hurt again. Nobody was going to hurt me again. And that's what fucked me up so bad when my wife got cancer. Because I couldn't control that. I couldn't change that. I couldn't fix that. There was nobody that I could go and put hands on. There was nobody that I could kick in their fucking throat. There was nobody that I could grab by their fucking throat. So I'm mad at God. And I'm not just mad at God that my wife got cancer. I'm mad at God that all the times that I've been hurt, all the women that have hurt me in the past, all the women that have walked out of my life. And so now I got to deal with some real shit. I got to deal with my emotions. And I got, man, this was 2015. All my kids have been born by then. 2015, my youngest was 11 years old. Seven kids, my youngest was 11. And so God had to show me, Elijah, you say you're a man. You doing quote unquote man things. But part of being a man is dealing with your emotions. The great part of being a man is dealing with your emotions. Dealing with your trauma and your pain. And so he took me back. And I remember working in the prison as a counselor. And I remember giving these guys speeches and giving these guys lectures and just talking to these guys. It's like, man, you guys are come to the pen and you guys are banging the pen. You guys are strapped up with newspapers and books around you to stop the knife and the shank from affecting you and all this other stuff. Man, you guys are making pruno and you guys are making slam big time dope here in the pen. You guys are making moves and woo. Man, how come you can't take care of these responsibilities out on the street? How come you could come to the pen and, man, you're around your homies and your boys and just all dudes and you the man, you running a cell, you running a block. But you couldn't take care of your kids? You couldn't get a job to take care of your wife, your woman? You wouldn't do this stuff for your mama, but you'll come into the pen and you'll do it for some dudes you don't know? You willing to die for dudes you don't know? Because they from the block? Or because they're your color? And so you'll die, you'll put your life on the line for another dude. And the trip was, man, in California, there's a lot of gangs, right? And so, man, it's like the Southern Hispanics were always at war with each other. And everybody was always at war with each other, right? But if two Hispanic gangs, man, if you shot my boy on the block and now we locked up in the pen together, I can't get retaliation. I can't get retribution. I can't get payback unless I go to the people that's calling shots, unless I go to the big wigs up there that's running things. I can't just walk up to you and just take you out the game. Even though you just killed my cousin, you could have killed my brother, you could have killed my homie. I can't put hands on you without catching hell from our own people. Our own people was going to do me in for doing you in. Because I didn't get the green light. I didn't get permission. We're talking about understanding men. Stay with me. And so, man, and they weren't going to give you permission to do that. Why? Because there's power in numbers. And so, although you hated this dude, he had to get a pass. You couldn't touch him. Why am I talking about that? Because look at all the stupid shit we'll do. Look at all the crazy shit we will accept. Because we won't face our issues. Because we won't face our traumas. We've never learned how to face our traumas. We've never learned how to face the crap we've endured. We've never learned how to do that. We'll slam dope. Man, you could come to me as a guy. Man, my bitch was cheating on me. Man, she stole my money. She wrecked my car. She did what the whoop. And the first thing I'm going to say, man, fuck the bitch. Let's go get a drink. Man, fuck the bitch. Come on. I know somebody that want to hook up with you. And I got pussy on demand for you. I'm going to bring you another woman to hook up with you. Take your mind off of this trap. Take your mind off of this hooker. Take your mind off of your baby mama, the girl that you love and you want to marry. And what the whoop. Man, come on. Let's hit this line right here real quick. Man, smoke this blunt right here real quick. Man, let's go get a drink real quick. We got all these things that we do to distract ourselves from the pain and the suffering, and we're taught to suppress it. And we never learned how to release the pain because we've never learned how to face the pain. So young women are tripping out. They're married to us. They're dating us. And they mean the world to us. We mean the world to them. And man, they're doing anything and everything for us. We didn't have a good mother figure. Man, our mom wasn't loving. Our mom wasn't nurturing. Man, our woman is right there. I got you, papas. I got you, daddy. I got you, babe. I got you, honey. She's trying to be your mama figure. She's trying to be the nurturer. She's trying to be all that you never had. She's trying to give you the world because she thinks the world of you. And because you haven't dealt with your fucking issues, you'll throw that shit away for a hooker. You'll throw that shit away for a fucking drink. You'll throw that shit away for some women on freaking porn. You'll throw that shit away for a trap on the street. You'll throw that shit away for somebody else, anybody else. She start trying to hold you responsible. She start trying to push you to get a job. She start trying to push you, man, stop hanging out with the homies all the time. Bring your ass home, son. Man, you're 39 years old. What the fuck are you doing hanging out on the block? What the fuck are you doing hanging out on the corner all the time? Why are you always with these 18 and 19-year-olds? You're 40 years old. What the fuck do y'all got to talk about? Y'all ain't even in the same fucking league. And you sitting there trying to hang out with these little knuckleheads. You walking around with your fucking pants hanging out just like you 15 fucking years old. You trying to be like them. And she's trying to tell you, man, bring your ass home. You got babies here. Bring your ass home. You got kids here. Bring your ass home. You got responsibilities here. Man, get off your fucking ass and get a job. Man, help me. I got your back, man, through thick and thin. Every time your ass get locked up, I'm right there with you. Every time you get your ass locked up, I'm coming to visit you. Every time you get your ass locked up, I'm accepting your ragged ass phone calls to collect. Every time you get your ass locked up, man, I'm putting money on your fucking books. Every time your ass get locked up, I'm buying you a fucking TV and every fucking thing else. But you can't bring your fucking ass home and be with me and be my king. You talk about all the war stories of all the motherfuckers you done put work in on the fucking penitentiary, and you talk about your little jobs that you got making 15 cents a fucking hour, but you can't come home and get a minimum wage job. You can't come home and work your way up in the company. What the fuck is going on? And you call yourself a man. And you call yourself a man. And the trip is, as guys, the only times that we're allowed to show our emotions. It's only 2 times. It's only 2 times, if we're real honest about it. It's when there's a death of a loved one, and when our sporting team loses. Let me say it again. We got the Super Bowl coming up next week, I believe. I don't even watch this shit. I don't keep up with it. But I know it's coming up soon. If your team, say you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and you want them to win, you're a diehard Philly fan, or you're a diehard Chiefs fan, and your team is right there on the verge of winning, and they fuck it up in the last second, and they lose the game. Man, you gonna see so many fucking guys crying and taking to the streets, burning up some shit, tearing up some shit, crying, fucking up their TVs, burning their fucking clothes, cussing motherfuckers out, stomping motherfuckers out. Why? Because they're mad as fuck that their team lost. And so they're releasing their anger. They're releasing their hurt. It's a trip because that's really not fucking manly. That's really some punk bitch shit. That's really some square lame ass shit. If the truth be told. Now, I've lived in LA for years and I saw the motherfuckers burning up the city when the Lakers won the championships. That's some square, corny ass shit. How is it you all manly, you all macho and tough and Billy Badass, and you crying over motherfuckers that don't even know you exist? You crying and emotional over a fucking team that don't even know you here? You crying over some motherfuckers that are millionaires. Motherfuckers that would never hang out with you. That would never invite you to the crib. You crying over some dudes that don't even fuck with you like that. And you can't get a job over a woman to help your woman and to help your kids. And they know you there. They got your back. They gotta smell your shit in the bathroom. They gotta clean up behind your ass after you eat. But you can't do all the quote unquote right things for your family. But you go to war over some fucking dudes? Over a fucking football team? Over a damn soccer game? And we call ourselves men. Because we don't really know what a man is. And women call us men. Because of the truth be told, they don't know what a man is. They've never really been around a man. And that's why when you look at the TV shows now and the movies, man, it's all about pumping up women. And I don't have no issue with that. But you ain't got to tear down strong men just to raise up a strong woman. You don't have to demonize and belittle and emasculate a strong-ass man to make the women rise. To show how strong a woman is. To show how powerful a woman is. When you look at TV and you look at the industry and you look at the agenda, go all the way back to The Simpsons. I remember The Simpsons coming out, I want to say like 87, 88, 1988, 1987. And that's when Marge Simpson started minimizing and belittling her husband. That's when the shift started to begin in the American culture to minimize and emasculate manhood or men. You start looking at the shows Married with Children. Let's keep the shit real. So, Married with Children. I can't even think of the guy's name. Al Bundy. Al would sit there with his hands on his crouch all fucking day with the fucking remote control. And this became our manhood. Al's looking at all these beautiful women, sexualizing women. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. You have to understand, there's been an attack on the family structure. There's been an attack, a spiritual attack on the family structure. Man, I talked about on the live yesterday, understanding women. And if you look at it, man, mankind, men have fucked up strong, determined, independent thinking women for years, for decades. Let's take a look at America. I guarantee you the great majority of you don't know this. Black men in America, with its racist policies long time ago, black men in America had the right to vote before white women. This is not a racist channel. I'm gonna say it again. Black men. And we know what the country did to black men. We know how the country hung and lynched black men. But black men, just look it up in history. Black men had the right to vote before white women. Black men could own property before white women. Why am I saying that? Again, it's not a race thing. There's always been an agenda to keep the woman down in America. There's always been an agenda to demonize the woman. In America, up until probably like 50 years ago, you could put a woman in the mental institution for having menopause. Maybe 55 years ago. She could be institutionalized for having menopause, something natural. And the church didn't help it at all. The Christian church said that women that had menopause, and all it is, when I say Christian church, I'm talking about men. Because it was men that ran the church. Because the women didn't have a fucking voice. And so the men pastors had determined that the women that had menopause and that went through depression and they fought from post-traumatic stress disorder and all this other stuff, man, they said that they had evil spirits within them. This is just some of the crazy shit that guys have done to females. See, we know about the burning of the women. We know about drowning the women that we claimed were witches. We know about the guys that had women all over the country and, man, they were getting married to other women. We know about the guys that were cheating on all the women. And it was okay. But now, because the roles have been reversed, because women got tired of being treated like that, women have learned to educate themselves. And they've gotten hard because they were sick and tired of being beat down and treated like second-class citizens. And so now, a lot of them don't respect guys. A lot of them hate guys. Why? Because they've been hurt. Because they've been dogged out. And the trip is, in our country, America, a lot of times, raped women, they were victimized by the government or victimized by the justice system. I know what I'm talking about. If a woman was at the club, the woman was at the bar, and she was dressed provocative, whatever the fuck that means, had on a short skirt, you know, cleavage all out, whatever that shit is. If a woman was dressed like that, and she was at a club or at the bar, and she got raped, a lot of times, the justice system blamed her for dressing that way. We're talking about being a man. Stay with me. The justice system, society has said, well, she didn't dress like a hoe, she wouldn't be treated like a hoe. If she didn't dress all provocative, then guys wouldn't do this to her. If she didn't dress like that, guys wouldn't be whistling at her. Guys wouldn't be stalking her. Guys wouldn't be chasing after her. Guys wouldn't be, how come we can't teach the guys how to be a fucking grown-ass man? How come we can't teach the guys some fucking self-control? How come we can't teach the guys how to respect these women? That's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's mother. That's somebody's sister. We always want to blame the woman. And so now the shit's flipped. And the women are dogging out the fucking dudes. The women are breaking guys' heart. The women are cheating on guys. The women making a lot of the money. And most guys don't know how to handle that. Most guys don't know how to deal with a beautiful, powerful woman. Most guys are threatened by an attractive spiritual woman. And so we call her names. We'll call her a bull dagger. We'll call her all kinds of names to minimize her and to dismiss her. Why? Because we're threatened by her. We know that we can't compete intellectually. We know we can't compete emotionally. We know we can't compete spiritually. And so now she's a threat. Because she's getting educated. And she's taking the jobs. And she has the jobs that a lot of the guys have had. She's a doctor now. She's a lawyer now. She's a business owner now. She's an accountant now. She's a professor now. And we're threatened by that. We're threatened by these women because we have unresolved issues. Because we don't know what it means to be a man. Because we've never learned how to be a man. It's a trip because, see, you could be a man, be confident in who you are, and still lift up your queen. Still elevate your queen. If she's getting more shiny, man, I don't give a damn. Baby, I got you. I got you. And what I mean, I got you. I got your back. I'm not elevating you because it's not my position to elevate you. I elevate you only on social media. I elevate you only when it comes to other women thinking that they have a chance. And so I'm letting them know, nah, y'all can't fuck with my queen. So I'm putting my queen out there. Why? Just to let you know, man, I love her. I got her. She has me. If she makes more money than me, I don't give a damn. Why? Because I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm comfortable in my masculinity. And my masculinity don't have a damn thing to do with how much money I got coming in. My masculinity don't have shit to do with what title I have in corporate America. My masculinity ain't got shit to do with what type of car I have or how deep my pockets is. See, that's some simple-minded bullshit that simps get stuck on. Because I'm not secure in my manhood, I gotta show you how tough my car is. Because I'm not secure in my manhood, man, I gotta flex how big my muscles are. Because I'm not secure in my manhood, I gotta show you my tattoos and threaten to beat the shit out of you. Because I'm not secure in my manhood, I gotta hold my woman down and have her threatened and scared to look at another fucking dude. Because I'm not secure in my manhood, I gotta talk about what title I have and how much money I have, and look at all the people I boss, and I'm CEO of this, and I'm gonna make a move over here, and I move billions of dollars over here, and I'm an industry giant over here. Because you don't know what type of fucking man you are, and because you're not really a man at all. You're Peter Pan. You're scared to grow the fuck up. And so you hide behind your money. You hide behind how big your fucking truck is and how nice your ride is. You hide behind your tattoos and your muscles. You hide behind your designer clothes. Because you don't know what a real man is. And so you think you got to do all this stuff right here to show the world that you're the man. Because none of that stuff makes you a man. None of that stuff makes you a man. But because we don't understand what real men are, we're simple. We're simple. It's a trip because guys talk so much about women and their reality shows. Women and the bullshit, drama shit that they be caught up on. And the trip is, we as guys, we're just as superficial as women are. We're just as simple, just as petty as these same women that we're putting down. We have to grow up. We have to understand who the fuck we are and why we're here. When you look at the natives, and I'm only speaking of the natives because that's my reference base. It's my ancestors. That's what I know. And I'm sure other ethnic groups are doing it as well. So I mean no disrespect by this. But when you look at the natives, they didn't have to have 5,000 acres of land. They didn't have to own all the cattle in that area. They didn't have to have a whole tribe of women for them. They didn't have to have a harem. And they were more manly in their little teepee than the great majority of us in our Bentleys, in our Navigators, in our Rolls Royces, and all these other cars, our Maseratis, and our pickup trucks. Man, they were more manly than we are. And all they had was one horse, if they had a horse. They were more manly and didn't give a damn about getting up and going to work from sunup to sundown to provide for the community, to provide for the tribe. It wasn't an ego thing. Nobody was jockeying and fighting for status because they understood their role in the community. And it was always about, man, what can I do to enhance the community? What can I do to protect the community? If we gotta go to war, man, we going to fucking war because another tribe is coming in and they're gonna take our women and they're gonna take our kids. Damn the bullshit, we're going to war. If we gotta go out and pick fruits and vegetables and garden, then that's what we're gonna go do. Why? Because we're gonna provide for the community. If we gotta go hike 100 miles just to catch some game to bring it back, man, that's what we gotta do. We do what we gotta do to protect the community, to protect the tribe. Nowadays, these motherfucking guys sitting here, they let motherfucking rapists just in and out of the fucking community. We know these motherfuckers are preying upon our young girls, preying upon our young boys, and we don't give a fuck. They cool with me, they get a fucking free pass. Hell nah, that shit don't fly with me. You can't be no fucking predator in my community, in my circle, and you think you're gonna just get a pass with this shit. And I know you preying on these young people because we don't understand what a real fucking man is. You can't be in our fucking community slinging fucking poison because it's killing the community. It's killing the tribe. How the fuck am I gonna be a man and I'm letting you bring all this fucking poison into the community and I'm giving you fucking free pass? If I gotta die on my ethics, on my morals, trying to protect my community, trying to protect the tribe and the elderly, then that's what I'm supposed to do. We sit here, we quote unquote men, we bringing in poison. And we know what it's like with a mama that was strung out on fucking crack. We know what it was like with a daddy strung out on heroin and all this other shit. And we bringing the shit in. And we poisoning the community, but we don't give a fuck because we getting rich off of it. I'm getting fat pockets. If it wasn't me, somebody else would be doing it. No, the fuck they wouldn't, because as a man, it's your responsibility to stop the bullshit. As a man, it's our responsibility when these little knucklehead motherfucking young thugs want to run around with their fucking pants hanging down their ass. That's our fucking fault. That's my generation's fucking fault. Because it started with my fucking generation. That shit came out of the fucking penitentiary. And you can like who you want to like. I don't give a fuck. But that shit started in the California prisons. The homosexuals walked around the pen with their pants hanging out, showing the community, man, this is what's available. You can tap this ass, but it's going to cost you some shit. You're going to have to protect me, and you're going to have to put me on get canteen shit. Eazy-E came out with that shit. And all them other dumbass motherfuckers. And now that shit's cool, and everybody wanna walk around with their fucking pants hanging down their fucking ass, with their fucking drawers showing. Ain't shit about that fucking manly. Oh, we going in today. It is what it is. That's my generation's fucking fault. Because we stopped being fucking leaders. We stopped being fucking mentors. We stopped being fucking elders in the community. We start giving everybody a fucking pass. And when you look at the history of the gangs in California, see, California known for Crips and Bloods. But when you look at the history of the gangs in California that predated the Crips and Bloods, that came out before the Crips and Bloods, they all started because young black kids were getting jumped by a group of white kids in LA. Young Hispanic kids were getting jumped by white kids in LA. And so these groups of Hispanics and blacks had to group together to walk to school. Why? To keep the groups of whites from jumping on them. But we don't want to talk about the real shit. We just want to blame all these black kids for being violent, all these Hispanic kids for being violent. Where did the shit come from? And so when you look at the Black Panther Party and all these other groups, man, they were started to protect the community. When you look at what the Crips started out, they started to protect the community. And then the elders got locked up. The elders got killed. And now we just got a bunch of bastards running around just shooting up shit. It's a trick because there's a documentary called Bastards of the Party. Bastards of the Party. Go look it up. And so this documentary talks about how and what groups of gangs started in California and where the Crips and Bloods came from. And just like with everything, man, you take the leaders out, the people that know the history and the purpose of this thing. And now you just got a bunch of kids just running around wilding the fuck out. With no fucking guidance, no fucking direction, because they don't understand the purpose of why it originated. Just like guys now, we don't know the purpose of being a man, so we just doing any every fucking thing. Everything goes, you do what the fuck you want to, when the fuck you want to, because we don't understand the purpose of being a man. That's why we sit on our ass as guys in our 20s and 30s, 40s and 50s, playing fucking Madden, playing all these fucking video games. Man, Raymond, bless you. Thank you for that donation, brother. So we got all these quote-unquote grown-ass guys still playing NBA 2K and all this other bullshit. Until you stay and do what the fuck you want to do. If you're doing that in your free time, so be it. But you should be doing that when you wake the fuck up in the morning instead of getting on a fucking job. You shouldn't be sitting there doing that all fucking day. All fucking night. And we call ourselves a man. And you know that I don't listen to rap shit. I ain't listened to rap since Pac got killed. And the trip is, rap was fucked up before Pac got killed. It just took Pac getting killed for me to come to an understanding, man, I'm done with this bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm done with this bullshit. If these motherfuckers want to kill each other, man, that's out of my fucking control. But I'm not listening to this toxic ass fucking music no more. I'm not listening to this bullshit no more. I live this fucking life. I don't need motherfuckers singing and rapping and putting lyrics to fucking beats, talking about banging, talking about slanging poison, talking about pimping women and hoes and having cars and all this stupid shit and jacking food. I ain't got to listen to this bullshit and allow it into my fucking frequency because I lived this shit growing up. And so we don't understand how toxic that shit is, how negative, how destructive it is. So we sit there and we play these video games of killing people. The more kills, the better. The biggest selling video games out there all got to do with fucking killing shit. With the exception of Madden and probably NBA 2K or whatever the fuck they own now. But the biggest video games, Halo, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, all these other violent ass fucking games. It's a trip. When I was a kid, man, we was playing Frogger and Pac-Man and Centipede. You know what I mean? We had the corny lane games. These motherfuckers got, man, they could tell you any type of fucking gat out there. They could tell you every type of fucking ammunition out there. 10 years old, they know every fucking gun manufacturer and where it come from. How many rounds it can hold. And we don't understand that you're sitting there and you're playing this shit. And we're playing it online. And we're interacting with people all over the fucking world. And there's a frequency of energy, of negative energy being shared all over the fucking world. We're allowing this toxic frequency that, man, just take us over. And then on top of the toxic ass, violent ass fucking video games, we got the crazy ass fucking rap lyrics. We got the violent ass rap lyrics. And these little motherfuckers, 4 and 5 years old, they can't say they fucking ABCs, but they can tell you Drake's fucking song. They don't know their fucking ABCs and how to read, but can tell you fucking what Petey talking about and all these other fucking dumbass rappers. They can sing their fucking lyrics all the way down, got all the dances and everything else, but they can't go to fucking school. They can't read. They can't do simple math, but they can sit up there and crip walk. They can sit up there and do all this other stupid ass shit. Man, we gotta grow the fuck up. I'm scared for this next generation. I'm scared for the generation coming up. These motherfuckers have no sense of responsibility, no sense of accountability. None. Everything should just be given to their raggedy ass. When I was a kid, man, as a male, you was expected to open up the doors for your mama and for your grandma. When I was a kid, it was expected for you to grab the grocery bags. It was expected for you to go out and do yard work and to take out the trash. At minimum. Nowadays, you got young motherfuckers running around and knocking old people out. For no fucking reason whatsoever. You got young motherfuckers in groups of 5 and 7 just running around and just punching women. Just sneak punching them. And that's supposed to be cool, and your boy videotaping you while you doing it. Your dumbass is committing a fucking crime, and your boy is sitting there videotaping this shit, and you going live. This is how fucked up as men we become, as guys we become. The whole rap gang now, this fucking drill rap. These motherfuckers sitting here talking about all the fucking work they gonna put in on their ops, their opposition, their enemy. They're singing about the people they killed. They're singing about the people that they just jacked. They're just talking about the crimes that they just did. They're videotaping them doing the fucking work. And we call that being a man. That's not being a man. That's been ignorant as fuck. That's been stupid as fuck. And then we want to blame the white man. Then we want to blame the government. We want to blame the FBI, the CIA, and everybody, ATF, and everybody else for picking on me. You guys just picking on me. No, stupid ass. You're doing a fucking crime and you're videotaping it. You're getting on fucking Facebook and Instagram Live and all this other shit with all your fucking gats and you the fucking man and whoop da 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 da. And now you mad because they coming in and arresting your dumb ass. You get mad because now they hitting you and all your little raggedy ass fucking homies up with Rico. Because you're too ignorant to understand. You've been set up from birth. You've been programmed from birth. And you plan the fucking game. Because you don't understand. There's big business in fucking penitentiaries. There's big business in keeping motherfuckers locked up. There's big business on prosecuting your dumb asses. Y'all getting all over social media and you the shit. And they'll let you run. They'll let you do the shit. Just to get more of your dumb asses caught up. They'll let you out on parole. They'll let you out for a little bit. You do all these petty ass shit. Oh, they'll let you go. They'll give you a slap on the finger. They'll give you a slap on the hand. They'll put you on probation. Why? Because they understand the fucking game. And the game is this dumbass motherfucker. He ain't learned this fucking lesson. He gonna go out there and do some stupid ass shit. And the next time we reel his fucking ass back in, it's gonna be with a fucking life sentence. It's gonna be with 300 years. It's gonna be with 85 years. It's gonna be with 25 plus. Because now he's a fucking habitual criminal. And we want to blame the white man for trying to imprison the brown man. No, motherfuckers, it's your dumb ass for playing the fucking game. It's your ignorant ass for sitting there and giving them all the fucking ammo to lock your ignorant ass up with. Let's keep this shit real. Let's keep this shit real. It is what it is. And this is not something new. I told you guys, man, Adam and Eve's sons. Cain, his own brother, flesh and brother, killed his own brother over some fucking jealousy. It's gonna piss some of you off right here. Black folks, black guys. We have this thing where we always want to talk about the white man, the white man, the white man. They're just so fucking racist and they're just so fucking against it. It was our own fucking people in Africa that was kidnapping us and selling us to the Portuguese, to the Spaniards, to the British. to the Americans, to the Spaniards. It was black men going in and kidnapping black women and kidnapping black men and selling them. So let's not act like how we treat each other here in America is some corporate shit, that we've been programmed by white people in corporate America that treat each other like this with the Crips and the Bloods and the Vice Lords and the Disciples and all this. Man, this is not some American bullshit because we were doing that shit in Africa before we fucking got here. Let's keep it real. We don't want to talk about that shit. We always want to blame somebody else. You get these dumbass doctors, Dr. Umar Johnson, whatever the fuck his name is, and all these other ignorant ass, quote unquote, intelligent, enlightened black folks that always want to point the finger at white man and white America this and white America, but he don't want to talk about the shit that we did. It ain't the white man killing each other in the fucking hood. It ain't the white man down there telling the guys to dog they fucking women out to where they women don't even want to fucking trust us no more. It ain't the white man telling us to beat on our fucking women, to cheat on our fucking women, to abandon our fucking kids. That's not the white man telling us and making us do that shit. Oh, we're going there today. It ain't the white man telling these pastors to keep raping the fucking community. Take all the money and you get your big Mercedes Benz and the Bentley and all this other shit and keep your people broke and busted and disgusted and always praying out to God for help and change, and they'll never get the help and change because they won't grow the fuck up and be responsible and accountable for their own fucking life and the future of their kids. Now it's the teacher's fault my child can't read. It's the teacher's fault my child don't know what 5 + 5 is. It's the teacher's fault my kid can't spell cat. We're always looking to blame somebody else for our predicament. We blame everybody else for why we are the way we are. We blame our mama. We blame our daddy. We blame our women. We blame everybody for us being a fucking deadbeat. For us being a fucking lowlife. For us being an epic fucking failure. When the truth is, we don't talk about this a lot, but there's a lot of young guys that come out of broken families in the fucking hood. There's a lot of young guys from LA that grew up in the hood, grew up in the middle of the banging, the gang, and all the other shit. Grew up in South Central, grew up in Chicago, grew up in Houston, grew up in New York, and all these other major cities with all the crime around, and they got to school and got educated. Or they started their own fucking business. Or they went and became a lawyer. They went and became a doctor. They went and became an engineer. So if one person could do it, then that's no excuse of why can't nobody else do it. If one person from the fucking hood made it out and became a man, then that kills all the fucking excuses of why everybody else don't. If one person went to the fucking penitentiary and got out and changed their fucking life and put down the guns and picked up the books and got educated and went on to do something positive and righteous with their life, then that eliminates the excuses of why every other guy can't do it. If one person can do it. If one person has already done it, and there's been thousands of people that have already done it. So you ain't got no fucking excuse. We gotta grow up. Women, if you're a single mom, man, stop babying these fucking dudes. Stop pampering these little spoiled ass motherfucking guys and thinking you're just being so loving and nurturing. You're fucking them up. You're making them a fucking deadbeat dude who's gonna be living with their mama in their 40s and 50s and 60s, not doing a damn fucking thing. And you sitting there trying to protect them. Every time his ass get in trouble, you come into his defense and protecting him and lying and covering for him, and you're making a fucking monster out of his ass. We gotta grow the fuck up. We have to grow the fuck up. You say you're a man? You say you're a man? What are you doing to enhance your community? I'm not talking about what are you doing to make your pockets bigger. I'm not talking about what the fuck you doing to make your pockets deeper. I'm not talking about what the fuck you doing to give yourself a better job, a better car, a better house, and none of that other superficial selfish shit. Those are things that are nice, but what the fuck are you doing for your fucking community? What are you doing for your community? How are you lacing up the next group, the next generation, those coming after you? How are you preparing them to succeed and reach their full potential? Or are you just preparing them to go straight to the pen? You're preparing them to live a life of crime. Because my father and some of my family members, they're preparing me for the penitentiary. They're preparing me of how to succeed in the pen. We get these little young knuckleheads that go to the penitentiary, juvenile hall, YA. And then they come out and we throw a big ass fucking party for them. We throw a big ass fucking barbecue for them. Man, we got the shit fucked up. We got life fucked up. I remember my oldest son, and I told him, all my kids, I'm not giving you shit for fucking graduating high school. I don't give a fuck about that bullshit. That's not my fucking expectation. That, oh man, I'm gonna be so happy because you're graduating high school. We're gonna have a party for you and we're gonna go out to eat. No, the fuck we ain't. We ain't doing that shit because you graduate high school. The fuck? You got me fucked up. We gonna do something for you because you graduate high school? No, motherfucker. That's the minimum expectation that I expect from your ass. You ain't got no fucking choice but to graduate high school. We want to go in debt and get a Lambo for this and for this party and for da-da-da-da, and we want to throw this big shenanigan and da-da-da-da because my baby graduated high school. When we going to raise the fucking expectations for these little ungrateful bastards? So what's wrong with this fucking generation? We always trying to make life so much easier for them. We're always trying to give them some shit that we never had. And that the truth be told, we fucked up the generation by doing that shit. I grew up real poor. Real poor. And it's always been my mentality, man, I got to give my kids what I never had. I gotta provide and spoil my kids like I was never spoiled. And I had to catch myself as a single parent. It's like, hold up, wait a fucking minute. My kids got this fucking expectation thing. My kids got this spoiled fucking mentality that they fucking entitled to some bullshit. I'm creating fucking monsters. Oh, hell no, the fuck I ain't. I'll be the worst fucking parent ever, but I'm not gonna spoil you. I'll be the worst fucking parent ever, but I'm not gonna give you this fucking feed into this entitlement mentality. You got me fucked up. I don't give a fuck what the other parents are doing. But my baby girl, man, Jay, she was like in second, third grade. She wanted like an iPhone 4 or iPhone 5, whatever the fuck it was. She like in first or second grade. She wanted a $500, $600 phone. She's my baby. She had two older brothers just right over her in age. And I'm like, Jay, I'm not spending $500 on a phone. I don't have a fucking iPhone. Like, I had an old raggedy ass fucking BlackBerry still. Why the fuck? I got a job. You ain't got no fucking job. You ain't got no fucking money coming in whatsoever. And I'm going to give you a better phone than me? And if I give you an iPhone, I got to give your brothers one too. So you think I'm going to spend $1,500, $1,800 on 3 fucking phones for y'all? You got me fucked up. And we're in Best Buy. And I'll get you this knockoff like it look like an iPhone, but it ain't no fucking iPhone. It's $200 fucking dollars, and you should be happy I'm getting this for you. Cause you don't need a fucking phone. She wants to sit there, start crying. But I don't want it. I want it. Okay, motherfucker, you ain't getting shit. Case closed. You ain't getting a damn thing because you got me fucked up. You ain't got to have a phone. And if your ass can't be grateful because I'm going to give you this phone, then fuck you. You ain't getting shit. End the conversation. See, most of us as grown-ass people, we don't want to be real with our kids like that. And so we break our fucking backs trying to spoil their ass and give them every fucking thing they want. And now they grew up entitled and mad, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do this, and if you don't sit your bitch ass down somewhere. You so busy trying to be their fucking friend. You can't be their fucking daddy. You so busy trying to be their friend as their mama, you don't even understand you're creating a fucking monster. You're fucking up your son, and some woman's gonna have to deal with him. Some women are gonna get their hearts broken because of the bullshit you doing. Because you won't keep it fucking real with your son. Because you want to be seen as cool. I'm their friend. No, the fuck. I told my oldest son. He asked me, he was like 14, 15 years old. He asked me if I was his friend. You got me fucked up. Hell, fuck no. No, I ain't your fucking friend. And he just shook. He looked at me, he's like, Dad. And his sister came in, Dad, you can't. What the fuck you mean I can't say what I want to say? I'm the fucking parent here. Dad, you can't. Let me tell you something. I'm not your fucking friend. You're not my fucking friend. I don't even know if I want you as a fucking friend because you ain't grown the fuck up yet. You're not an adult yet. Until you become an adult and start making decisions on your own, I'll determine whether or not I want to be associated with your ass. Because you might grow up and do some stupid ass fucking shit, and I'm not fucking with you when you're doing that shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. Just because you're my son don't mean I gotta be your fucking friend. You see, we have to grow the fuck up. I'm not trying to be parent of the year. I don't give a fuck about that. When I leave this bitch, whenever it is, and they be honest with me, man, Dad was rough, but Dad was real. Dad was trying to prepare me for the real world, but I was so trying to be like everybody else. And everybody else has said my dad should have been kissing my ass. My dad should have been giving me this. My dad should have been giving me that. And I see where that's led us. And my dad stood against that bullshit. And he didn't give a fuck who said what about it. We have to grow up. And we have to be honest with ourselves and acknowledge the fact, damn, we really fucked up some shit. You know what I mean? We really fucked this generation up. We fucked this generation up because the truth is we were still fucked up. And a lot of us still are fucked up. I told you before, hurt people hurt people. It don't even have to be your intention. That's not even your intention to hurt people, but you do it because you're hurt. You do it because you have unresolved issues, and you don't even understand how your fucking drama and issues is affecting those following you, those watching you. And so we have to understand you're always being watched. You're always being watched. There's always people watching you. There's always youngsters or people older than you, but they're sitting back admiring you. They're sitting back, man, I want to be like you. They may not ever tell you that, but there's always people watching you. There's always people wanting to be like you. And some of them, man, they'll start dressing like you. Some of them, they'll start talking like you. Some of them, they'll start acting like you. They like the stuff that you like. They like the teams that you like. They like the shows you like. They like the cars you like. They like the clothes you like. They want to be you. They won't tell you, but they want to be you. And the question is, how are you leading them? Because whether you know it or not, you're leading them. And see, this is the problem so many of us have. Man, nobody fucks with me. Nobody likes me. There's always motherfuckers watching you. There's always motherfuckers trying to be like you. The question is, how are you leading them? Where are you leading them? Are you teaching them, man, I can't fuck with motherfuckers until I have a cigarette and you don't smoke 3 packs in one fucking day? Is that how you're teaching them to cope with their fucking issues? By smoking cigarettes? Is that how you're teaching them to cope with their fucking issues? By sitting back and drinking and smoking blunts? Is that how you're teaching them to respect women? By calling women bitches and hoes and skanks and da-da-da-da and trips and da-da-da, and you out there just being a hoe and da-da-da? Is that how you're teaching these young men? These young guys? Is that how you're teaching these young girls? Man, to get a man, you gotta dress like this, and you gotta have your titties out, and you gotta have your lipstick just right, and your mascara just right, and your eyelashes just right, and your ass just right, and you gotta have your toenails done, and you gotta have these type of shoes on, and you gotta show this much leg. Is that how you're teaching your young women? Is that how you're leading them? They see you on TikTok, they see you on Instagram and Facebook, and you doing all these provocative fucking dances. I see so many little girls 3 or 4 years old, and they're dropping it like it's hot. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? They're sitting there dancing and acting like they riding some dick. Somewhere they had to get that. Where the fuck did they get that shit from? Who taught them how to dance like that? Who taught them the lyrics to those fucking raggedy ass songs? You call yourself a man? You walking around with your pants hanging down your fucking ass? That's what you teaching young brothers to do? And when I say brothers, I'm not talking about blacks. Everybody's doing that shit. Every fucking ethnicity is doing that shit now. Is that what you're teaching them? We gotta grow the fuck up. We have to grow up. We have to understand that, man, it's our responsibility to deal with our shit and to be a fucking leader, a positive leader, a leader that's gonna make a positive impact on our communities. It's not popular. It's not. I get that. I get that. You're not going to be a fan favorite being like this. You're not going to have a mega platform being like this. I get it. I get it. But you didn't come here for that bullshit. You didn't come here to be loved and accepted by the world. You came here to change the fucking world. You didn't come here to be endorsed by everybody. You came here to call out the bullshit and to tell the people we have to grow the fuck up. And so, you hear me talking about Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all this. Man, I'm not against social media. I used to be against social media. The truth be told, man, I didn't want to fuck with social media. I'm old school. But I had to grow up. I had to grow up. I had to deal with my own issues. And it was like, Elijah, there's poison on social media. There's poison on the internet. And I just talked to you guys, a lot of the guys yesterday. We had the group session yesterday at home. And we're talking about porn. Porn is, man, it's all over the place on the internet. You know what I mean? Porn, biggest industry in America. $1 billion industry. Big. Just because there's porn on the internet doesn't mean that I have to be caught up in it. It doesn't mean that I have to use social media or be on social media watching it and looking at it. See, the reality, I could be on Instagram, I could be on TikTok, I could be on every one of these platforms and spew stupid ass, ignorant ass shit. There's a lot of that stupid ass shit all over the place. There's a lot of racism on YouTube. There's a lot of foolishness and bullshit on YouTube. There's a lot of bullshit on Instagram and TikTok and all these other platforms. Why? Because hurt people, and they put out stupid ass shit because they have unresolved issues. Just because that's how they use it, don't mean that's how you have to use it. You can put out some real legit shit on these same fucking platforms. You can have real heart-to-heart conversations on these same fucking platforms and meet people you would have never met and impact and uplift and encourage and inspire people that you would have never met by using these same platforms. See, we have to grow. It's not the platforms that are bad. It's how we use the platforms that are bad or that makes it righteous. See, when I get on TikTok for whatever reason, there's always these crazy ass, simple-minded motherfucking women do all these stupid provocative dances and all this other bullshit. Every time I try to upload a fucking video on TikTok, I gotta sit there and watch your stupid ass up here trying to reveal what you got. And do I want a woman that's 49 years old and look like this? Bitch, I don't want your raggedy, simple-minded fucking ass. This is all you got to offer is your fucking looks. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. But you know what? I had to come to the understanding, man, okay, I'll just turn the volume down, flip the phone over. I ain't got to sit there and watch this bullshit. I just upload my shit and keep it fucking moving. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with Instagram. I ain't got to scroll down the fucking news feed and look at everybody's bullshit. I ain't got to look at all this toxic ass, simple-minded shit. I ain't got to look at all this superficial. Man, I just went out and spent $300 on these fucking shoes. Look at this bag I just got. Look at my nails and look at the food I just got. And look at my hair. And look at I ain't got to watch this stupid ass shit. I just upload my shit and man, I'm gone. And whoever I reach, man, it is what it is. That's out of my control. I did my job. I sent out my positive energy into the world. That's all I could do. But you have to be doing something. You have to be trying to make a difference in the world. You have to sit there and say, okay, how can I help humanity? And see, so many of us, we sit back and say, man, the world is so fucking corrupt. The world is so fucking evil, so fucking racist, so fucking dogmatic. Da, 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 da. We sit back and look at all the fucking issues. And if that's all you focus on, you'll never do a damn thing. I tell people all the time, how do you eat a full-grown elephant? How do you eat an elephant that weighs 1,500 pounds? Man, when you sit there and think about it, man, that's too much meat to eat. I can't consume that. And what to do, man, how do you eat that shit? The same thing, same way you eat a salad. The same way you eat this tiny ass steak. The same way you eat a baked potato. One bite at a time. One bite at a time. How are we going to change the world? How are we going to make the world a more loving place? One bite at a time. And what I mean by that, man, each of us have to be responsible. Each of us have to be accountable. Each of us have to do our part. Each of us have to face our issues. Each of us have to say, man, I've been fucked up in all these different ways. Okay, how can I help people? Okay, I can't save the whole world, but you know what? I can share my story. I could tell what it's like to have gone through what I went through. I could tell what it's like to have gone through this drug addiction. I could tell what it's like to have gone through being raised by a single mom, and she was always in competition with me, and she didn't like me because I was too pretty, or she didn't like me because I wasn't pretty enough, and I wasn't gonna be a cheerleader. I could talk about my shit with having braces and gap teeth and bifocals. I could share my story and how I overcame. I could share my story of being hungry and not having shit and working my way up and getting a job and working my way out of the fucking projects and working my way out of the fucking ghetto, working my way up out of the fucking hood and being this and doing this and doing. I could share my story and help inspire people. I could talk about all the times I've been suicidal, all the times I tried to commit suicide and I had to deal with my shit and face my fucking fears. And man, I could share that and just put it over social media and stop trying to control who it reached. And man, just share my story with the hopes of, man, helping one person. Man, just putting my stuff out there so that if one person sees it and it changed the life of one person, it encouraged the life of one person, it inspires the life of one person, man, then I'm cool. I've done what I'm supposed to do. It's up to the universe who's going to see what I put out there. It's up to the universe who's going to read what I put out there. It's up to the universe who's going to hear and be inspired by what I put out there. My job is to put it out there. But see, we want, because we ain't dealt with our issues yet. Man, I want a mega platform. I want 15 million subscribers. I want to get paid. I want to be rich. And I want all these plaques. And I want all these awards. And I want to, no, that's not what we came here for. That's not what we came here for. We came here to impact humanity. We came here to be a beacon of hope and love. I get emails all the time. Comments, man, brother, thank you. Man, brother, bless you. Man, you're such an inspiration. Man, brother, man, you changed my life. Man, brother, man, I was going to commit suicide and your video popped up. Man, brother, I was going to I had a gun in my mouth and your video popped up. Man, brother, text message from you popped up and I was going to blow my fucking brains out and all this other shit. And it sits there and I sit there, damn. And I didn't even like social media. I didn't give a fuck about social media. I thought social media was the devil. I thought social media was this evil and the worst thing in the world. And God had to show me through social media. You can meet people you would have never met. Through social media, you can reach people in other countries. In social media, you can reach people all over the United States. With social media, you can reach people at the same time. And so you can say a video and put this video out 2 years ago, and it pops up today on this person's news feed, and it be what they need to see at this moment. They're ready to just give up and just throw in the cross and throw in the towel, and I'm fucking done. I hate my life. I hate this fucking world. I'm done. And your video pop up. And it's what they need to see. It's what they need to hear. But you have to do something. And you have to do it with the right intent. You can't do it, man, hoping to be, man, look at me, and look at all the followers I have, and look at all the subscribers I have, and all this other super-minded bullshit. Because it's not about that. It's not about that. How are you impacting the world? How are you leading? Are you showing other guys? Are you showing young women what a real man is? Are you showing other women what it takes to be a real woman? To be a lady? We have to grow up. Growing up is an emotional thing. Growing up is dealing with our issues. See, there's people 50, 60, 70 years old, and they've never grown the fuck up. They've never dealt with their trauma and the drama. They've never learned to understand the meaning and the reasons why they've gone through all that they've gone through. That's what it means to be a grown-up. That's what it means to have dealt with your issues. That's what it means to be dealing with your issues. I understand it. It's not about just calling myself a chosen one. It's not about sitting there and I'm a star seed and I'm spiritual and I'm connected to source. It's not about all that bullshit. It's not about sitting there talking about, look at all the crystals I have. I'm so grounded and I'm so connected and all this stupid ass bullshit. It's about having a positive impact. It's about teaching other people how to be real, how to be raw, how to be transparent. I said, I just saw something about porn. Yeah, we talked about porn yesterday in our men's group. And after I had that conversation, it's a trip because it was a conversation that me and some guys had yesterday. And my queen and I were talking about it. And we were talking about how she was sharing with me, I guess she had seen a documentary. And she was talking about all the women, not all, but so many of the women that are into porn, how they're on drugs. How so many of them have to take drugs just to go through the acts, just to do what they're doing. And how so many of them afterwards, after their career is done, they're washed up. And I've seen something about that. I've seen shows about that. I've seen documentaries and TV clipping, news clipping stuff about that. But we're this trip because we're sitting there and we're having this conversation. And we're sitting there and I'm tripping because as guys, we sit there and we look at all these women and we're lusting after these porno stars. Because, man, they're so fucking sexy. They're so fucking hot. They're so fucking freaky. And look at what we can do. And never even understanding the psychological damage and bullshit and issues they got. Never even understanding how suicidal and depressed they are. Why? Because they feel used up. They feel, man, I've given myself to all these people and nobody really wants me. Nobody really values me for who I am. All these guys see me as a place to put their dick. All these guys see me as a place, as an object just to have sex with. And so these guys don't really trust me. These guys can't trust me because they know that I was giving it up to anybody and everybody, but it was just a job. I was just getting paid. And so these women, as beautiful as they are, these women, as freaky as they are, and we sit back and man, they could get any guy, man, they could make anybody, man, this is how I want my wife to be, blah, 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 and not even understanding the damage that she has. Not even understanding the soul ties and the negative energy attached to her now from all the people she's been involved with sexually. So we have to grow up. We have to understand who we are and why we're here. We have to understand, man, I didn't come into this world and I had all this stuff and I want to do it, and look at all this shit that's happened to me, blah, 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 all this thing. Okay, learn the lesson. Understand the lessons to why you've gone through what you've gone through. Stop being a fucking victim. This is so many of us, man, I'm not a victim. You're so fucking angry and bitter and untrusting. Why are you so angry and bitter and untrusting as a guy? Because the truth is, you got a victim mentality. Why do you still hate your daddy and hate your mama and hate your ex-wife and your baby mama and blah, 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 blah? You still can't stand these motherfuckers. You still Why? Because the truth be told, you have victim mentality. You haven't resolved that pain. And it's still somebody's fault as to why you feel the way you feel. And that's why we can't trust women. Because we've been hurt by women. And that's a victim mentality. And so we have to grow up. And we have to learn how to face our fears. Learn how to deal with our real deep-rooted issues. And the trick, most of us, we think that gives us an edge. We think being angry and distrusting and bitter and hard, we think that gives us an edge, a competitive edge. We think that gives us the fuel to keep us going, to keep us hungry. And all it is, we're addicted to that frequency. We're addicted to that drama. It's crazy how we sit back and say women are addicted to drama. When the truth is, as guys, we're addicted to drama too. That's why we can't let it go. That's why we hold on to that pain and that trauma. Because we've lived with it so long, that's all we know. That's all we know. I've messed up a lot in my life. I have. I've messed up a lot. I'll be 53 this month. I've made a lot of bad choices. I've made a lot of bad decisions. And there's no such thing as righting the wrong, if that makes sense. There's no, how can I say this? There's no way of, man, I'm gonna try to do right to make up for all the bad I've done. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm about. Stay with me. I'm about to drop something. But we have to make a choice in life. We have to get to that point where we get to this fork in the road. And we sit there and say, man, I have a choice. I could continue on this destructive, negative, toxic path. Or I could go this route and change. And be all I came here to be. See, on this path, I'm familiar. This path, I'm used to all this drama. I'm used to all the pain and the suffering. I'm used to the loneliness. I'm used to the abandonment and the broken hearts and not trusting people. That path is the fear of the unknown. I don't know what that is. I don't know where that path is going to lead me. I don't know if I have what it takes to do that. But I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being on this path of destruction. Whatever I got to do to change. Whatever I have to do to grow up emotionally. Whatever I have to do to face my fears and my insecurities. Man, that's what I came here to do. That's what I have to do. And once you start doing that, you become a beacon for other people. You don't even have to try. You just become this natural, radiant beacon of hope. And you start showing people, man, how to deal with their issues, how to deal with their fears, how to deal with their self-hatred, how to deal with unforgiveness. Because you've done it. Because you've done it. It's a trip. I'm gonna make a video in a couple days. Today's the 5th of February. In 2 days, it'll be my mom's birthday. My mom died 1972 at 20 years old. She was 20 years old when she died. In 2 days, it'll be her birthday. One of the things that I had to do, one of the things that I did was I would go to her grave and I would sit there at her grave. And there's something about seeing her name on the on the tombstone and the year that she was born, her birthday, February 7th, 1952. She died May 23rd, 1972. 1972, 20 years old. And there's something about that because it's like, dang, I was so much older than 20. She had never really had a chance to really live and experience life. And I would sit there as a grown, quote unquote, man in my late 20s, in my 30s, in my 40s. And I would cry, brokenhearted, just crying because my mama's gone. Just broken, just hoping. And I would sit there, Mama, are you proud of me? Mama, do I make you happy? Mama, can you see me? Mama, can you see that I'm trying? Mama, can you see my efforts? Mama, do I bring a smile to your face? Mama, do you love me? Mama, do I make you proud? I'm a grown-ass man wanting and needing to make my mama proud. so that she can understand that her life wasn't in vain, that her death wasn't in vain, that her baby boy turned out okay, that her baby boy is doing something positive for the world, that her baby boy is trying to make the world a better place for men and for women. See, because I understand my father wasn't a man. My father had a lot of issues that he hadn't dealt with. And that's why he was able to murder her. Stab her 49 times right in front of me. Because he wasn't a man. Because he hadn't resolved his issues. And on the flip, my mama hadn't gotten the opportunity to be all that she could have been. My mama was dead at the age of 20. She hadn't grown and accomplished all that she could have. And so now, because I think about my mama, because I think about my father, we have these two groups. We have a men group, home, healing our men emotionally. Why? Because my daddy was so fucked up. And because I, just like my daddy, was fucked up emotionally. And because my mama couldn't reach all she could have been because of her unresolved issues and because of the baggage that she still carried, even with choosing a guy she thought was a man. She married a guy, had 2 kids with a guy she thought was a man. And he killed her. And so, on behalf of my mom, we started this group. Whole. We're healing our ladies emotionally. Why am I talking about that? Because out of my pain from my fucked up father, out of my pain from losing my mama, out of the pain of me growing up fucked up and me causing damage and hurting people because hurt people hurt people. And out of the pain and the trauma that I endured, out of the pain and trauma that I put into the world. Now comes the social media platform. And these 2 small groups where we help men and help women be all that they could be. That we help young guys become positive men, real men. We help women deal with their issues and become the butterflies that they're capable of being. What are you going to do with the pain and the suffering you've gone through? When your story is done and over with and people write books about you or your kids talk about you, your ancestors talk about you, what are they going to say about you? Are they going to be able to say, man, that was a man. He grew up in the worst of circumstances. He didn't have a positive role model as far as a daddy or a mama. She didn't have a positive father figure. She didn't have a positive mother figure. But look at all the stuff she's got. She's been molested and raped and beat by these dudes. She was strung out on dope and in prison and homeless and what they would do. She got all this stuff. But look at what she's done. Look at what she's turned into. She's not simple-minded like all these other people on social media. She's not all dolled up like all these people on social media. Talking about, look at my titties, look at my ass, and look at my face, and I'm so pretty, and all this other stupid-ass shit. She's talking about, man, I'm a phenomenal woman. What makes me phenomenal? The fact that I grew up in hell, the fact that I came up in the mud and the slime, and I become this fucking beautiful lotus for all the world to see. I pushed past all of my pain. I pushed past all of the shit that was trying to pull me down and holding me back. And I've evolved into the man that I am. I've evolved into the woman that I am. The choice is yours. It's always been yours. Man, I tell everybody, man, start a YouTube platform. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? Just start one. It's free. You never know who you're going to reach. You never know who you're going to inspire. You never know who you're going to uplift. Start talking. Start helping other people. There's 8 billion people on this planet. 8 billion people. The truth be told, the great majority of us are subscribed to a number of different channels. The great majority, we have a number of different channels that we follow. Start a YouTube page. It's not going to be saturated. And if you think it's going to be, man, let's saturate it with love. Let's saturate it with hope. Let's saturate it with light. Let's saturate it with being a positive role model. There's enough negative bullshit all over social media. There's enough negative news channels of people talking about what's going on in the rap game and who's killed who and who's getting caught up with this and who's getting caught up with and who's sleeping with who. There's so much negativity all over social media. And the truth be told, they have some of the biggest platforms. Let's flip the bullshit. Let's saturate it with love. Let's saturate it with real knowledge of who we are as kings and queens, as real men and real women. There's enough whole shit on the social media. There's enough bitch shit and simp and lame shit on social media. Let's start spreading stuff that's going to inspire people, that's going to encourage people, that's going to help people, to let people know, man, I'm not alone. Man, I'm not the only one that's gone through this. See, I talk a lot about me being molested as a kid because guys, for the most, we don't talk about that bullshit. We know it exists, but we don't talk about it. We don't talk about how it's negatively impacted our lives. And so I talk about all my pain and my sufferings. I talk about the shit that I've gone through. Why? So that everybody else can know, man, I'm not alone. It's not just me. Man, I thought my life was bad. I thought my shit was fucked up, but damn, his shit is fucked up. You know what I mean? Or damn, if he can make it, if she can make it, then I can make it too. Then I can do it too. That's why you hear me talking about my beautiful queen. Why? Because I've gone through enough bullshit. I've gone through enough pretenders. And the trip is, I was lonely as fuck for a while. I had given up on women for a while. I was ready to be this bald-headed kung fu monk, going in the garden, living in the mountains, not giving a fuck about society, letting everybody figure this shit out on their fucking own. I'm done with the world. Just leave me the fuck alone. Let me tend to my rabbits and chickens and ducks and garden, and I don't give a fuck what happens to humanity. I'm not trying to help nobody because I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of these bitches breaking my heart and what to do, and I had to deal with my shit. And I had to accept the fact that that was a great escape. Because I was avoiding the real. I was avoiding the real. And I really didn't trust women anymore. I was tired of getting hurt. I was tired of getting my heart broke. I was tired of getting disappointed. So I had taken on the mentality of fuck the world and fuck these bitches. They want these knuckleheads, man, they can have all the fucking knuckleheads they want. And for the long time, if the truth be told, my mentality before I even got to that point, and I thought I was grown, been there. Because right before that stage, man, my mentality, man, when I didn't give a fuck about bitches, man, they were in love with me. They worshiped the ground I walked on. When I treated these bitches like hoes and skanks and bitches, man, they worshiped me. They valued me. They just ate out of the palms of my hand. And as soon as I started caring, as soon as I started showing my emotions to these bitches, they dogged me the fuck out. So, man, fuck these bitches. I'm not showing no fucking emotions to them. I'm not catering to their asses no more. I'm not spoiling no more. If they want these dudes that's gonna beat their ass and choke them the fuck out and stuff, man, they can have all these motherfucking knuckleheads they want. They can get their ass choked the fuck out. They can get their ass beat the fuck down because that's what they want. But I hadn't resolved my issues. I hadn't really forgiven them. I hadn't learned the lesson yet. And I didn't feel angry no more towards them. So my mentality shifted into, man, I'm into meditation. I'm doing my kung fu again. You know what I mean? Man, I'm doing yoga. I got a nice huge garden. I'm working with kids. But I still had some unresolved issues towards women. I still hadn't forgiven my baby mama. I still haven't forgiven my 3 younger kids' mom for abandoning the relationship for a knucklehead that she used to date prior to us getting married. And the truth is, that fucked me up more than I acknowledged. That hurt me and cut me deep more than I had acknowledged. To the point, I didn't even want to fucking date black women anymore. If we want to keep it 100. We have to grow up. We have to deal with our issues. We have to acknowledge the fact that, man, I'm kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm kind of fucked up. I'm a work in progress, but I'm kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? I look good, but I'm fucked up. You know what I mean? I look good, got muscles and tattoos and got a little, but man, I got some shit going on up here you can't fucking understand. You know what I mean? Don't. Let's keep it real. We're kind of fucked up. And we have to keep this shit real. And we have to learn how to deal with our issues. We have to learn how to become the men that we need to be. And it's hard when you've never seen that. It's hard becoming the woman that you've always thought you could be, the queen, the boss, when you've never had a real role model showing you how to do that. You have people teaching you how to get over, how to get your hustle on. The great majority of people don't talk about dealing with our shit. The great majority of people don't talk about how can we deal with our shit. That's like taboo shit. You know what I mean? We don't want to keep it that real. We don't want to be that honest with each other. We don't want to be that transparent with each other. And then we wonder why the world is so full of fake ass people. The world is so full of fake ass people. And the truth, we get all on TikTok and social media and Facebook, and we see all these people posting all this shit. We see all these people with these nice things, and we know this shit is fucking fake. We know this ain't who you really are. Bitch, we know you went through 15 fucking filters to make your skin look the way it do. We know you got filters on your fucking pictures. We know you got and this shit ain't real. We know you fucking faking the funk. We know you fucking pretending. We'll go to church. We'll go to the temples. We'll go to the mosques. We'll go to work. We'll go to the club. And everything is great. Man, I'm so happy. I'm just and we done smoked a couple of blunts and got a couple of drinks in us, and we just feeling the vibe, and we just on one and just throwing our hands, and we just dancing, just living life and blah, 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 knowing that that's not who we really are. That's how we want people to see us. We're faking the funk. We'll get up in church and jump up and down, scream, holler for Jesus. I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost, filled, water, baptized, speaking in tongues, and all this other bullshit. And we're still fucked up. We still got all these fucking issues, and we're fighting these monsters within us. But we can't tell these people that I got all these spirits. We can't tell these people, man, I'm struggling with porn. We can't tell these people, man, I'm looking at this woman, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna bend her ass over. We can't tell these people, I'm looking at your husband, that motherfucker look fine as fuck, and what I can do with that shit once I get the opportunity. We can't tell these motherfuckers this shit, because what are they gonna think about us? We can't tell our friends, man, your wife look motherfucking bad as fuck, boy, don't leave her with me. We can't tell people this shit. We can't be real with motherfuckers because we're scared of how they're gonna see us. We're scared they're gonna reject us. And so we've learned to hide and to pretend. And the truth is, a lot of us, we don't even really know who we are. A lot of us, we're really scared of who we are. That's why so many of us, man, as soon as we get home, we turn on the TV. We gotta have the noise going on. Why? Because it distracts my fucking thoughts. We gotta have the radio blasting. Why? Because it distracts my fucking thoughts. We stay on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, seeing what everybody else is doing, and I gotta come and I gotta do this, like I said, and we get in all these arguments and all these motherfuckers. Why? Because it distracts my thoughts from who I really am. And so I gotta stay smoking blunts. I gotta stay sipping on some shit. Why? Because it keeps me mellow. It keeps me calm. Man, you motherfuckers don't want to see me if I ain't have my fucking cup of coffee first thing in the morning. You motherfuckers don't want to see me if I ain't have my 3 cigarettes first thing in the morning. Why? Because I'll be on some bullshit. Because the cigarettes keep me calm. The coffee keeps me calm. Because my demons, and when I say demons, you ain't got no fucking demon in you. Your demons are your fucking emotional thoughts. Your monsters are your fucking emotional thoughts. Your demons, your monsters are your fucking memories. Your unresolved issues. So to keep their asses suppressed, to keep their asses under control, man, I gotta eat this chocolate cake and I gotta eat all this chocolate candy because it makes me feel so good. It just does something for me. And I gotta eat all this fucking food because I'm just a food. I just love food and and I gotta drink this fucking caffeine and this fucking Coke and this fucking Pepsi. I gotta drink this wine. I gotta drink this plug. I gotta drink this alcohol. I gotta do all this shit. Why? Because it keeps me calm and it keeps me from dealing with some real shit. When we fake the funk for so long, we don't even know who we are anymore. We don't even know. We have no idea why we do what we do. Man. We have a long way to go, but I believe that we're going to get there. I know we're going to get there. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that the world is going to get better. And when I say the world as a planet is a beautiful, loving place. The world as a planet, it's not sick. It's not messed up. What's messed up is humanity. What's sick is humanity. Because we haven't learned to deal with our stuff and to heal from our issues. The world is beautiful as it is. It's our mind that's sick. It's our mind that's been corrupted. Man, I hope and pray that I've said something that's inspired you, that's encouraged you, that's uplifted you. Man, I thank you guys for being part of this tribe. I think it was Friday that we had put out our 1,000th video. Friday, yes. We had put out our 1,000th video on this platform. And that's like a major milestone to me. I never realized that we would get to this point. You know what I mean? And man, I thank you guys for just being part of this tribe, spending your time, your energy with us. Man, namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. We're going to change the world. One person, one heart, one mind at a time. Happy healing, family. Peace.